Hello everyone, myself Ajay. I am PhD in behavioral economics and I welcome you all to this video presentation of my paper Inter-Caste Stereotypes of Dishonesty and Productivity, which is a field experiment. And for this opportunity to present my paper in Advances with Field Experiments 2020 conference, I would like to thank the paper selection committee and the organizers of this conference, Professor John List from University of Chicago and Professor Robert Metcalf from University of Southern California. This study is on caste system of India, in which we use a field experiment to investigate the bias in attribution of cheating and performance on names, Brahmin sounding names and lower caste sounding names. In Indian context, Brahmin is a high status group and lower caste low status group. So the study is on attribution of cheating and performance on names. And resume callback studies or audit studies have already shown that social group salient names can be discriminated or stereotyped in real labor market setting, right? And moving further from here, we will call Brahmin sounding names BSN and lower caste sounding names LSN. BSN, LSN. BSN is high status, LSN is low status. All right, we are in the experimental design section of the paper already. And let me remind you, there were 3 experiments in our study, and 2 of the 3 experiments will be explained using this slide. As you can see, there are 4 quadrants in this slide: quadrant A1, A2, B1, and B2. Now we will go into quadrant A2 to explain the first experiment of our study. This is the first experiment of the study, in which the experimental subjects were told of a story of cheating of these individuals that these individuals had committed in a real effort task. Column 4 presents the cheatings of these 12 individuals in an unordered manner, and then the experimental subjects were told that the answer key for this task is with us, and the experimental subjects were allowed to associate the cheating with the names, and the experimental subjects were told for each correct guess they will get some money, and also the experimental subjects were familiarized with the task that these 12 individuals had done. But it is important to note that the story of cheating of these 12 individuals that we told our experimental subjects was a fictitious one, and even the 12 names were fictitious. And on an earlier occasion, the 6 out of 12 names were saliently identified as LSN and the other 6 as BSN, and the cheating was evenly distributed between LSN and BSN group. Now we are in the second experiment of the study, and this experiment was conducted on a different cohort of subjects, and in this experiment the subjects had to associate the names with performance. And again, the story of performance of these 12 individuals was fictitious one, and even the names were fictitious, and the performance was evenly distributed between LSN and BSN names. The third experiment of the study was designed to capture the stereotypical attribution of cheating on 12 names, when the performance of these names was also shown to the subjects by balancing the performance on LSN and BSN names. Now you could pause the video and read through the slide. We have presented important information about the field experiment in this slide. All right. And now we are in the results section of the paper. And we find, compared to BSN individuals, the LSN individuals on an average are attributed higher cheating and lower performance, significant at 1% level of significance. And when the experimental subjects are shown that BSN and LSN as group have equal ability, even then our Brahmin experimental subjects attribute higher cheating on LSN individuals on an average. So it indicates that there may be a taste for discrimination on LSN names by Brahmin subjects. Okay. In this slide, we show some details about our experimental subjects. and about how they were compensated in the experiment, and about a maze solving task that they were also involved in. You could pause the video and read through this slide. Thank you for listening.